What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, Cowboys fans, you're probably disappointed. I get it. Your offensive line was already hurting last year. Now you lose one of your better players who could play guard and tackle. The Cincinnati Bengals agreed today on terms to a 3-year, I think $22 to $30 million contract for La'el Collins, former Dallas Cowboys starting right tackle. However, I feel like his best years were when he played guard next to Tyron Smith and in between Tyron Smith and Travis Frederick. I think he was better guard than a tackle, but he played well at tackle. This is a huge pickup because now the Bengals have Jonah Williams, a bona fide left tackle. They have Alex Kappa, who could be their left guard. Obviously, Ted Karras, who will probably be their starting center. And now you can put La'el Collins at right guard or right tackle. He's got flexibility. The Bengals have really knocked it out of the park. They franchise tagged Jesse Bates, their star safety, free safety, who's one of the better free safeties in the league. And then they re-signed on a one-year deal, Eli Apple. They still got a young defense, young receiving core. They got Alex and Trey Hendrickson last year. They've got Sam Hubbard. They've got some pieces. They re-signed their defensive tackle. They've got some young linebackers. They've got good amount of draft picks in this year's draft. And, then what was the one thing that really... What was the one thing last year the Bengals struggled with? And that was offensive line. I mean, Burrow was sacked his first 2 years 70 times. That's crazy. And most of that was last year because the year before he went down with an ACL injury. And it didn't even finish the season. So most of those sacks came last year. So what do? What do? They fix their problem. The offensive line, which if they'd had these guys, they probably would win the Super Bowl last year and beat the LA Rams, who are right now the Super Bowl champions, the defending Super Bowl champions. So now what do? Well, let's go out. Let's get one of the better guards in the NFL from Tampa, Alex Kappa. Great move. Let's go get one of the better centers in Ted Karras from the New England Patriots. Oh, wait. The Cowboys are cutting La'el Collins? Let's go get him. He can play guard or tackle. Wow. What an offseason so far, and it's still not over yet. Bengals fans, you have to be ecstatic, just wowed, your mind blown that they've done this with an owner, keep in mind, who has a history of not wanting to spend big in free agency. Now, you didn't overpay for these guys, but you paid them well for their services, and you got great value for what you paid for. La'el Collins only 28, Alex Kappa only 27. Now Ted Karras is in his late 20s, early 30s, but still very young, still young enough to keep playing for at least a few years, barring injury. Your defense is still strong. In the first, second, third rounds, you can pick the best player in each of those rounds in this upcoming draft. That's the position you don't have to go out there and get a tackle. You don't have to trade up to get a tackle or to get a guard or to get a center, to get Tyler Lindenbaum or get Charles Cross or Ikwu Igwamu. You don't have to trade up to get those guys or a Trevor Penning. If they're there, you can take them if they're the best player on your board. But if the best player, say, is a defensive lineman, you can draft him. Since Sam Hubbard is set to be a free agent soon, you can draft another defensive lineman. You can draft a corner. If Derek Stingley Jr. or one of those guys is there, or Sauce Gardner, you can draft that guy in the first round. You can draft the best linebacker, whether it's Nakobe Dean or one of those guys. You set yourself up to be able to take the best player in each of the rounds you have picks in. you've set yourself up for success. You don't have to go for that tackle. You don't have to go for that guard or that center. Now, if they're the best player available, maybe you still go for that player for competition. But you don't have to do that. And that's the beauty of doing so well and not overpaying in free agency. You set yourself up to pick the best player in the draft when you're picking. And that's why free agency is so important. You pick the right players, you set yourself up for success. And the Bengals are going to be right back in the mix. They've just boosted themselves up even more so as a contender for next year's Super Bowl to unseat the Rams as the champions. So let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, comment, hit notifications, turn them on. And remember, I'll say this in every video until I hit 1,000 subscribers. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, everyone who is subscribed to my channel and has notifications turned on will be entered to win an NFL jersey of your choice. No matter what the size is, team, or player, whatever you choose, that's what you'll win if you win. So keep that in mind, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.